training presentation is on how to sign into the QC term system and time clock procedures. In this presentation, you will learn the steps to signing in and out of the QC term system using a username and a password, introduction to function keys, and punching in and out of the time clock entry screen. When signing into the QC term system, you will go to your desktop. Here you will find the QC term icon. Go ahead and double-click the icon. When prompted, type in hello space your username.uac and press enter or F10. How do you obtain a username? Your username will normally be the first letter of your first name and up to the first 7 letters of your last name. If your name does not work, please see your instructor. Names vary and perhaps an exception was made in order for your name to work in the system. When you have entered hello space username.uac, you will then be prompted to enter a password. Also note, if you do not see the letters mpe.xl, then click Connect. After you press enter or F10, if this is your first time logging into the system, you will use a generic password. That password is the word password, all in lowercase letters. Once you have entered the password, press enter. You will now be prompted to create a password. Your password is caps sensitive, so remember if your caps are on or caps off. When creating a new password, the password can be 6 to 8 characters long and must include at least one number. And also note, in 90 days, you will be prompted to create a new password. You will not be able to use a password that was used previously. A suggestion would be choosing a word and putting a number behind it. That way, 90 days from now, you can just change the number. When you press enter, you will be at the Collections Action screen, and you are now logged in. What are function keys? Function keys are located at the top of the computer keyboard. They are numbered F1 through F12. The QC term system uses F1 through F8. In the QC term system, the gray boxes at the bottom of the screen represent a function key. The QC term system relies heavily on function keys. Most of the functions and shortcuts that are used in the QC term system are represented by a function key. The function keys for each different QC term system screen changes. For example, F1 on the time clock entry screen is different from F1 on the collection action screen. Now that you're signed in, punching in and out is easy. First thing you should notice is your username on line 12. This is the screen that you will use to get to the time clock entry screen. Go ahead and press F1. And by pressing F1, the system brings you to the time clock system screen. After you press F1 from the collection action screen, you will see the time clock entry screen. The screen will allow you to punch in and out. Your username and full name will already be at the top screen. Go ahead and press enter. When you press enter, you will be at the screen where you will either punch in or punch out. You will also notice you can view the date and time, your current schedule, and time clock activity. When you have either pressed F2 or F5, you will then press F8, and that will bring you back to the collection action screen. This concludes the training procedures for UAC, signing into the QC term system and time clock procedures.